All right, guys, welcome back. Eric here with Guitarsenal. Today, taking a look at a very special dirt box. This one comes at quite a shock to me. I didn't even realize these things were out there until recently. This is a Nordland Custom Overdrive ODR-C. It's made by the same engineer that designed the original Nobles ODR-1 and Nobles, actually most of the Nobles pedals in their original lineup. The old script logo lineup like we have right here behind us. And this is kind of an ODR basically with some improvements, some really good improvements. You've got a mid control, which is akin to the original ODR Special from Nobles, which had a mid control, very powerful and usable mid control. There's also been a couple of other features added to this particular pedal to make it much more usable and much more robust. Better construction, so they're handmade in Germany. This one is a custom black version. They also come in a seasick baby puke green color, just like the original units. I did opt to order the limited edition black version. The status LED is purple, which I think is really neat. You know, they could use any color they want, but it's very rare you see a purple LED. I like that a lot. 9-volt power. This pedal does have a lot of headroom. You can push this all the way to 18 volts, so you can get a much different characteristic of the headroom and the way it feels. We're running through a 1967 Fender twin reverb amplifier. This is a 56 custom shop reissue Strat, Fat 50s pickups. All right, our delay is coming from a Boss DD2. We got a bit of a slapback going from a Maxim AD9 in some parts of this as well. And I've got a splash of reverb from a Strymon Flint. Here is the next signal on the twin. Sorry for the flubs, I'm still getting started today. Very pretty sound there on the twin. Very warm and articulate sound. Very pretty sound. All right, we're gonna check out the Nordland. All right, so by the use of a little movie magic here, I have came up with the manual. Okay, look at that, cool sticker. All right, nice little envelope, very official looking. All right, we're gonna go through the manual here, and I wanna cover the controls primarily, okay? Primarily the new functions above the original ODR1. It's primarily the lower three knobs to the low right. Your mid control, your ODC, and your low cut. The ODC knob will decrease the amount of overdrive compression technically occurring in the overdrive process. You have a low cut knob that controls the low frequencies out of the signal, and then your mid knob will give you control of the mid-range. Now the original ODR1 doesn't have a mid-range control. It's a very scooped mid-range sounding type of thing. So if you're pushing an ODR1 into a Fender amplifier, which traditionally has a very scooped mid frequency range anyway, they can sound a little tinny. So the nice thing about this unit is by having the mid control, you can get that set exactly where you want. Another important thing of note here also is that the knobs themselves, when you get to the middle of the sweep, except for the level and drive, they click up in the 12 o'clock position to give you a bit of an idea. So let's just start low on the spectrum. We'll break the drive down a bit, get the mid low. We'll get that ODC down all the way and the low cut all the way. This should sound pretty much like an ODR1 right here, okay? So let's just go through and give this a listen. This should be very sedate, very, very laid back sounding. Very laid back sounding. I'm gonna have to get that level up. All right, let's increase the drive and spectrum as we go. Bring in some mids. So on the lower end, it definitely has a very super transparent, barely over what your regular amplifier is doing. And it can have a little bit of a tinny sound on the lower end of the gain perspective. Let's go ahead and bring the spectrum up about halfway. Bring our drive up halfway. Let's get some mids in there. Let's get that ODC up about maybe a quarter of a turn. And our low cut, it's sounding pretty fat here with the twins. So let's bring that up just a little bit. Bring the level down just a scotch. See if we can kind of tame the fat low end of this twin. I'm going to pop a few of the lower strings and see if it sounds flubby or not. Beautiful. All right, getting definitely articulate, but not too bright, not overly out of control. Let's bring those mids up a little more. Get a little bit more drive. Let's max out that ODC to see if that handles. Let's see. Let's check the manual one more time. ODC to decrease the amount of overdrive compression. All right, so this should give it a sort of a more closed sound with it all the way up. So let's leave that set where it's at. I'll stay on the middle pickup. Let's just give that a listen a little bit, okay? Okay, I find that I probably want a little bit more of the overdrive characteristic in there, so let's get that at 50%. I like where the mids are at. Let's go ahead and get that drive on up a bit. I'm going to lower the level. Let's turn the spectrum up and the mids up, and turn the low cut up. I'm going to get on the bridge pickup and I'm going to dial out a lot of the tone here. So this is getting on up on the upper end of the gain spectrum with the tone rolled out on the bridge pickup. So let's give that a sound, listen. Little out of control for me personally, okay? I feel like it sounds better with the drive a little lower. Maybe get a few of those mids out of there, that spectrum under control. Let's go ahead and turn the low cut back down because I want that fat low end in there. And let's maybe just get a little bit of the ODC down a little bit. I find this is probably closer to the way that I would probably run the pedal, about right here. And on the neck pickup, let's see if we can get a nice smooth overdrive sound. I'll introduce a little bit of a slapback delay. And let's just give this a listen here, see how we get, what kind of sound we get out of this, okay? Yeah, that's where it sounds nice and chewy. You can dig in and get a little more oomph out of it, or you can lay off and get this nice, pretty type of sound. That, for me personally, is where I'd probably like to run that pedal, and I think it sounds real sweet right there. You can really get a lot of different sounds, and in a future video, we're going to do a shootout between the Nordland and the ODR-1 and the Overdrive Special. I don't have time to do that today, but we will do that in a future video. So we have some shootouts planned. We just filmed a shootout between the Conspiracy Theory and the original Klon Centaur. So that was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen that, check it out. We post every Friday here on Guitarsenal. Make sure you tune in. We're putting out some great videos on some really interesting gear. Maybe some of you guys never heard of before, so be looking out for some of the videos. This has been the Nordland ODR-C. We're definitely not done with this pedal. I usually run a Noble's Overdrive Special on my board. I've got one that's been reboxed by Analog Man, and it's a great unit, but I feel that this pedal definitely has some more flexibility, and it's a smaller footprint, doesn't take up as much room as a reboxed ODR, and you get the flexibility of having the additional controls and a little bit more powerful control. You know, running this one at 18 volts, that's one thing I have not done yet, but I would imagine it changes the headroom characteristics. But this pedal can get some really chewy sounds, not quite in the realm of a tube screamer, not quite in the realm of typical overdrives. The ODR circuit, and in this case the ODR-C Nordland, these pedals kind of are unique out of themselves, and they really can get some awesome, awesome sounds. So guys, I hope you enjoyed hearing me play this, and hopefully we got some nice sounds here. Not quite as much of a fan of the ponied out drive sounds on this pedal, but I find that kind of in the middle of the road, it can really respond to you as a player and add what you love about your favorite amp and just make it a little chewier, a little nicer, add a little bit of compression. It is a fantastic pedal. Highly recommend it. Wonderful engineering, wonderful, wonderful design, great construction, really cool unit. Guys, thanks. Many more videos on the way. Make sure you tune in. I'll make a little more noise, let you get back to your day. All right, we got a little slap back and delay, nice spacey sound here, nice fat sound. I'm going to try the middle pickup on the Strat here. Let's have a little fun. All right, a couple of little licks, and we'll let you guys get back to it. All right, good stuff.